Today we're going to be working on this Dodge Macho Power Wagon by Hot Wheels. This is a Batman version. The front bumper and the back bumper was taken off for another project, so it's missing those two pieces. So it's really a salvage truck now. I can do whatever I want with it. I have some other bumpers. I think I can find something to replace the bumpers. I might even take the brush guard off of this Volkswagen Golf or Rapid, whatever this is. I think it's a Golf. I might take the bumper off of that and we'll get some kind of custom out of this. It doesn't have to be pretty. I'm going to put it in my junkyard diorama, so it's going to get a rusty finish by the end. The mounting posts have already been drilled, so I'll go ahead and take it apart. I'll probably change the color of the interior just so it stands out a little bit. And I'll paint the bed here to match with the body. I'm going to go ahead and mix up a custom color that is gray. I'm not really too particular on what color, but I would like to maybe keep the taillights and the back tailgate here where it says Dodge, and then just paint over everything else. I might not have to paint over the grill, but I will paint it in with a chrome color. Maybe I'll do that first. I like to use these chrome pens for details like this, so I'll go ahead and get one coat put on with this and let it dry. And it might take another coat, but that might be good enough. We'll see when it dries. I might go over a couple other details. Let me look it over. That's probably good enough for now, but I'll try to do a little bit around the windshield, and then if I lose it, I'll put it back on when we're done. I want this to be a dark gray, so I'm going to start with a touch of black. This is just a flat black. And then I have this pewter gray by Apple Barrel. Put a little bit of that with the black. That was probably way too much. Now I want to add some of the gloss gray that I have here to put a little bit of a sheen on the paint. It seems like having a slight sheen works better for my end process with the rusting technique. I think it needs more black. A touch of black. Mix that up. I think it could use more black. Mix that up. Alright, I think that's mixed up good enough. That's the color gray I'm going to go with because I ran out of space pretty much. And I think that's more than enough. So I'm going to go ahead and just use that. It's not really going to matter what color too much. By the time I'm finished and you put the rust on there, I will also paint the inside of this. And I usually start there, but I wasn't thinking. Before I put the second coat on, I'll paint the inside. And I think I'm going to paint the roll bar in the back black. Just let this dry. Yes, this is the interior from the Volkswagen Golf. I'm going to go ahead and cut this brush guard off. I think it's going to look good on the truck. And I'm just simply going to use this razor knife. Alright, we have our piece. I'll trim it up wherever it needs to be and mount it on the vehicle after the paint is dry. And I guess I'll paint this chrome as well. I should probably do that now while the other paint is drying. Alright, it looks a little bit different with some chrome paint. It still needs a second coat, but you get the idea. I think it's going to look good on the front of this truck. Also need to paint the inside of the bed gray. Almost forgot about that. Alright, now I'm going to take some gloss brown and a touch of yellow and paint the interior. Okay, that was extremely too much. Alright, I mixed up this yellowish beige color. That's going to be the interior. Go ahead and apply some of that. Alright, I'll let this dry. Alright, the body's almost dry enough for a second coat. I was placing the bumper. It does fit pretty good. It sticks out kind of far, but I don't mind that. I think it's going to look good. I'm going to paint that inner part here to be gray to match the body. It fits pretty good. Yeah, it's gonna work. Alright, it's time for a second coat. The bed just got a second coat. Still waiting for the interior to dry. I put some more coats on the interior and bed. It's still drying, but the body is ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and start with the weathering process, and I'm going to use this watered down Tuscan red. Put a big generous portion on the hood and one on the roof, and then we'll just let this dry. Okay, we'll let that dry. It's getting a nice crackle effect since the gray is not totally cured yet, and there is some alcohol in this watered down paint. It will help activate it. Alright, the first coat of red is dry, or at least dry enough to move on. I really like the crinkly look in the paint we got. I guess I'll go ahead and continue with the red and move on to this driver's side. Alright, just like before, Just put a generous amount and let it run wherever it wants to run. And we'll let that dry. Alright, the driver's side red is finished. We'll go ahead and spin it around. Do the same thing with this passenger side. Same way, generous amount. Then let it dry. Okay, the red on the passenger side is dry. I want to add some rust color now. This is chestnut watered down. And we won't need to do as much this time. I've tried to just put this where the gray really didn't sit. Definitely around the wheel wells. It's not going to dry as dark as it looks now in most places. But yeah, I think that's good enough for the first coat there. Now we just let this dry. Alright, the passenger side rust is dry. We'll go ahead and do the driver's side rust. Alright, just like before, I just want to apply it where the gray is still showing and the red didn't cover. Alright, I'll let that dry. Okay, the driver's side rust, first layer of rust is dry. We'll go ahead and do the roof and the hood. Okay. Now I'll let that dry. Alright, now I want to darken up some of these areas with burnt umber. It's just a little bit darker. Alright, I'll let that dry. probably do some more work to the bed, but I think it's good enough to go ahead and put together for now. I might do some more detail work on the body with the paintbrush before it's totally done, but this is where we're at right now. Go ahead and put these windows in. I do want to paint this roll bar. Maybe I should do that now while the windows are not in the way. Let's do that next. Take the windows back out. And I'm just going to paint it flat black. And maybe paint the lights on the other side white or yellow or something. Alright, now I'd like to put a black wash on this grill. And I'll just let that dry. Alright, now I can go ahead and put the windows in. I've got this detailing about the best I can get it. So we'll go ahead and start the assembly. Okay, yeah, good color interior. I'll have to do some more work on the bed, make it a little bit more rusty looking on the inside. I took a file and sanded the frame down to the bare metal, so in hopes that when I glue this on here, it bonds extra good to the roughed up surface. I'll go ahead and get this glued on here next. Alright, I'm going to apply some of this gel super glue where it touches. And we will glue it in place. Just like that. I will let it sit and dry. Alright, the only bumper I can find for the back that's close enough to fit is going to be this one. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some glue and attach it. And it will look like that. I'll have to paint underneath the tailgate a little bit, but other than that, we're about finished. I'll let this dry for a little bit, and then I'll touch up the paint under the tailgate, and I'll take this over to the junkyard diorama. think that sums it up for our Dodge Macho, Dodge Power Wagon, heavy-duty 4x4 truck. I think it turned out pretty nice. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my eBay store if you feel like supporting the channel. Have a great day.
Well, hello everybody. That was a fun ride, wasn't it?